He's looking again. There they are, looking again. Okay, well, come on, everybody. Well, they knew where it was or something, because I put it right there. He must have been telling them where I was, because I didn't put any at the top at all. And they're not even going up there. Look at that. They're not even going up there. They really must have their own communication skills. Look at this. No, I don't have any of it up there. And they're all down here. That's exactly where I put it, because that's where I wanted them to work. Today I feel like I'm going to go ahead and get my rake out and rake this all down here to see what all we've got going on. And I might push it over to that area where I got my new fencing and stuff, so they'll have, because it's got stuff in it I don't want in my garden. And it's going to be my garden. So it's time for me to pull all this out that I can, since they've worked it all up good, and give them places. If I put this over there on that other side, I won't mess with it anymore, because that's not part of my garden, and they could just keep that. And then this summer, if it's still there, it hadn't just like flooded down the hill in the rains, they can use that for like overnight. Crickets and things like that will get in it. Worms and stuff will get in under beneath them trees, and they'll have a field day every morning when they get up and move out there. And I'll be able to put my put their scratch down there. Have a lot of stuff to put. I was thinking about burning it, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to keep it and let them have it for later. There's the lookout. What are you guys doing? Huh? They've been a little bit more fighty lately. I don't know what their deals are. I think they're a little bit getting tired of being caged up early in the morning and late at night. I think they really are enjoying their time outside. It's been so cold they don't even want to come out, but then they don't want to be inside either. I don't blame them. Just like that myself. What do you do? They're working so hard. Look how deep it is. Now this down here was a lot worse than it was up on top. It was bad on top, but down here was grass. Up there was weeds, and I pulled the weeds out. This is all basically just Bermuda grass. Had some big weeds in it too, but not that many. Bermuda grass is hard to get rid of. Gave them some watermelon yesterday. Oh, they loved that watermelon yesterday. That was just so much fun for them. They absolutely loved it. As a matter of fact, I don't see any of it over there. Oh, look. Oh my goodness. I gave them a whole watermelon, and this is all that's left. It's just nothing but the rind. That's it. This and this and this, and they ate every bit of the rest of it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I told you they love watermelon. They even eat that green stuff. It's a little bit bitter. Now they're starting to move over here in their new area. They're liking that new area. They really are. But you know what? The leaves have already started leaving this area, and they're all shoved up against the barn. That's from all that hard wind we had. You're right. And then I have leaves in here where I've cleaned these trees up right here. Cleaned them up to just above the fence line so that they couldn't get up on the limbs and then jump over the fence. They're pretty good. They're pretty apt to do that. I cleaned all of them up except for just right down here. You can see how this tree has some vines going up it. I'm not real sure what those vines are, so I'm going to wait until it's a better day where I can really see better and have gloves on just in case it has some poison ivy in it, because we've got a lot of poison ivy around here. And I'm thinking I might just leave these for a while because I know it. Because that'll give them so much cover this summer, and we'll have a lot of leaves on it. Well, they'll eat most of the leaves off of it as soon as they come on, I'm pretty sure. But it'll give them a place to scratch. It'll be so wonderful for them. So I think I'm just going to leave that for a while and see what happens. It sure looks nasty and gnarly, but it's okay. They like cover. There used to be a great big hole right here, but there's not a hole anymore. It looks like they have filled it up with leaves somehow. Or maybe the actual wind did it. I don't know. Well, it looks like we got 2 girls protecting and 3 girls laying. One's Megan and she's in the middle. Isn't that funny? Isn't that cute? Just love it. Love their hearts. Some waiting. They're not too loud today. Megan doesn't make too much of a fuss about me getting close to her whenever she's got a hen protecting her. Time to feed the bunnies. It looks like they're sitting there waiting for their turn. They sure do like their turns. There you go. Look at them. They were hungry. And I just fed them last night late. I fed them a whole bowl full last night. And I guess they either munched it all night or all morning. Mama's just sitting back waiting and letting them get the most of it. I'll let them eat for a little while and feed everybody else. Oh, there it comes Mama. And then I'll come back and give them some more to make sure they have plenty. I had it come up on my Google pictures today that my little hawk is 6 years old. Isn't that funny? You know, chickens don't usually live that long. That's about their life expectancy is 6 years old. But when they're taken care of, they can live. They can live to be 8 or 10 years old, whether they're laying or not. I just feel like she's doing so much more than she's not laid in a long time. And I just feel like she's doing so much more, just, I don't know, warming my heart for sure. It's really dark in here. It looks like I'm going to go get some of those lights and bring them in here and use them in here so I can have some more light. And guess who's sitting in his bowl? Guess who is sitting in his bowl? Look at this munching. Munching, munching, munching. Munching, munching, munching. Look at them, how cute they all are. All those little bunny ears and all those little bunny eyes. And this little boy, he talks a lot. This is Hazel's little boy. He talks so much. Hear him? Yeah, I'm not going to talk now because I got a rooster over here on his tail. So this is on my side of the shop, and it looks like it's 35 degrees over here. Well, I tell you, isn't it funny how 32 degrees is really cold right after you've had a 70-degree week? Now 35 is freezing. It's just freezing. Ah! You know, being a pioneer woman isn't all it's cracked up to be. When you're outside, inside things just kind of go away. And you get one heck of a mess. Yeah, I've got a fireplace. Yeah, I've got a central heat and air unit that I don't use because it's so expensive with propane that I use my buck stove insert. And with that, people tell me, well, you only have black on your glass because you don't have the heat regulated right. Well, I tell you what, when it gets warm outside and you just let it die out just like this, well then that's what builds up. Look at it. It just builds up on that glass door. And I'm not one to just keep that thing just spotlessly clean all the time because I just don't have time. But this is the mess that I have today because I let it go out and started working outside rather than work in the house. But now that I'm stuck in the house because it's cold and windy outside, this is the mess I have to deal with. Now, I am fortunate because last year it was super cold and my fireplace insert was on the blink, and so I bought this. This is my fake fireplace. If you see on the upper middle, that's where the actual heat comes out. It's electric. So I just plug that little baby in, and it looks like a fireplace whether I have a fireplace or not. And as long as it's not as cold as it is today, it'll keep my downstairs toasty without any problems at all. But today it's so cold that I have to start my fire. So the first thing I get to do is I've got my bucket and I've got my shovel, and the next thing I get to do is shovel out all those ashes. And if you notice over here, I got a stack of wood in here too. I just, I like to have a stack of wood in the house at all times so that I don't have to go out in the negative degrees and grab wood to bring it in. So I am so lucky that I have different sources of heat though. I've got wood, I've got electric, and I've got propane. So that is really, really makes me happy because I like heat. I don't like the cold. It really doesn't matter what you do. When you have wood heat, you have a nasty mess. So I cleaned out the inside. Got one little sliver of unburnt wood still left. And look at the mess. Look at this. It's ugh. That's what happens whenever you have a wood stove. And ashes are out of there. They're in the bucket. And they are all over everything else. Ugh. So I have a nice, good little mess to clean up, which is usual. So building my fire, what I do first is I put down a slab of wood that I get from my local sawmill. One of my really, really good friends had a couple of kids, and I didn't know them at the time. And I had a preschool, and their kids came to my preschool, and I met them. And I found out he had these slabs that he sells at his sawmill. So I went over and got a pickup load full of them. And so I put that down first before anything else. See what mess it makes? Before anything else. And then I will put my my kindling and my wood on top of that, and that gives it a nice base so that whenever it catches up, it'll get that going, and that'll keep everything going for a while. It really, really works. I saw that on I don't know, one of the YouTube channels that I watch. I think it was Jay Legier. But yeah, it works really good. So last year, well, no, it was year before last. I still have some wood from year before last. And the bark would separate from the wood. I guess it's because it's so old. And so that makes really, really good bed for a fire. And then I'll take this piece right here with my hand, get my hand all nasty, and I'll put that up there. I got a couple of pieces from last year. I'll put right here on either side. I try to keep my hands away from the speaker microphone on my phone, because I've noticed that I kind of drown myself out somehow. I don't know if it's my hands or what it is. And this is a pretty seasoned piece right here. And I don't use egg cartons, the paper egg cartons anymore, because you can't wash them. And with all of the flu and diseases that's going around, you can't wash your egg cartons. I'm not sending those out to anybody. I don't know what's on them. I don't know how clean people are or what kind of diseases they might harbor in their house. But I am not doing that. So they're really good fire starters. And I've got this old piece of, this is just really, really dry. So it's going to catch up really easy. I'll put that up on top of it. And then next is opening up the dampers on either side. This one. Make sure this is open. And that fire started. Come on, you can do it. I got another one. It always is that one works and one doesn't. So here's my other one. See if it works. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. That should do the trick right there. So I opened the dampers. I touched a button and something quit. I opened that one. I opened that one. And I used my egg cartons for kindling, because I can't use paper egg cartons. I don't know how clean people's houses are or any of that. So I don't want to harbor any germs. You can't wash them. So I'm using them for a fire starter. So I'm just going to shut this. I've got this down. This is the handle. I've got that down so it'll go right in front of this and leave a little bit more of a gap, so there won't be any sparks fly out, and it'll get really, really good drafting going on. And in about 2 minutes, you can see it already going through that really black. About 2 minutes, it'll be caught up and going. And it'll take it a little while for the fan to kick on. It's got an automatic fan on it. But it has to be 200 degrees before that fan will kick on. And it's a triple wall stove, and it's got a catalytic converter in it. So it's really efficient. Puts out very little smoke. Puts out a lot of heat. And this thing right here, it will heat my whole downstairs, even in a really cold night. It will. It doesn't heat it to where it's like 80 degrees or anything like that, but it's good enough for me whenever I'm sleeping in my bed. Oh, it just feels wonderful. Get up in the morning and check the fire and throw a couple of logs on, or be in here in the evening watching TV. Well, I watch videos in the evening on YouTube. And I'm going to open that back up. Let's see if this is going to catch up. Looks like it did, doesn't it? It's like there's a little bit of fire going on in there. So, yeah, I'll be watching my YouTube videos. I watch so many different ones that help me learn how to do things. My Self-Reliance, I watch it. That guy, he's from Canada, and he building a log cabin. And there's another guy, Jay Legier. I think I mentioned him a little bit ago. He goes out, he's from Canada, and he goes out in the middle of nowhere up in Canada, and minus 40 degrees Celsius. He goes tent camping. I like watching that, because I don't like to be cold, but I guess other people do, so I'll watch them freeze. And a lot of different ones. The channels that are subscribing to me that I see, some of them I don't see. I'll get, like 5 or 6 different additions to subscribers, but I don't know who they are, because I guess they must be in incognito mode or something whenever they subscribe. I'm not really that sure. But if I see that you have subscribed to me and you've been on YouTube for a while and you have a YouTube channel, because I'll look and see who you are. And if you have a YouTube channel and you have videos that you show, I'll subscribe and I'll hit that button, and I'll make sure that I get all of your notifications, and I'll go watch your videos, and I'll hit the like button for you. So if I haven't done that for you, and because I didn't see it, let me know in the comments section, and I'll go to your channel and I'll subscribe to you and hit the like button for you, and get all notifications and start watching your videos, because I really do like watching videos and learning things. If it's something that I am interested in, I mean, if it's like man's beard stuff, I'm not interested in that. I'm not gonna watch it. But you know, anything else probably, I don't know what else, but I like all kinds of things homemaking, and so subscribe, that's all I'm saying. Please subscribe to me and I'll subscribe to you. And 2 minutes later we have a roaring fire. Look at that. And I'm in the middle of a cleanup. See there? Oh, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? You can just feel the heat coming off of that thing. Oh, it's so great. So we'll come out here and gonna kind of tidy things up, because I was up here working a little while ago and fell down and just about broke my arm. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's Friday the 13th and God was with me, because he made sure that I didn't break my arm, and hurts a little bit, but I finally decided that, you know what, I'm quitting early today. And I come out here and look who's out here waiting on me. They're just so stinking cute. It's I came out here and started working right here where the girls have been, and I raked all of this down to here. Let's see, down to where my little cart is, and that's where I fell. And I've still got those big weeds. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get those up easy or not. I sure tried pulling on them, and they aren't gonna pull at all. And so come on down here and look. I mean, look at that little girl. You can't even see her for all of the weeds that was down here that they've dug up, or at least they dislodged them, you know. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I can't wait to see how much of this I can rake up. So I moved all that bedding that I had over there over to here. And here's my new little rooster. He sure is. I think he's going to be pretty whenever he gets older. He's just so colorful. And this guy is just beautiful. And so is this one. And so is that one. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 roosters just right here. I guess I'm good at raising boys. I've got 2 boys, 2 grown boys of my own. So, real boys, not rooster boys. They're working this pretty good today. Uh-oh, I just said that they was getting along good. Now these 2 are fighting. I hear ya. It's pretty cold out here. Well, so it's Friday. It's Friday the 13th, actually. I think that's probably what happened. I fell down because it's not the right kind of day to be working outside, I guess, maybe. But God was with me, and he didn't let my arm get broken, and I appreciate that. So I'm going to shut things down and water and get everybody ready for the weekend. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow.